Ben Stokes, have you decided on a team for the 5th Test match?
Yeah, we have one change from last week. Mark Wood comes back in for Ollie Robinson.
And why have you made that decision?
To be honest, we were a little bit sort of surprised when we looked at the wicket. We sort of had in our head that it was going to be a 3-seam attack. But yeah, goes to show, preconceived ideas and all that kind of thing sometimes isn't the best thing to do. But yeah, look, having the 2-seamer options with our 2 spinners, and I think it looks a really, really good wicket. Looks like it might have a bit of pace and carry, so obviously that's why we've gone with Woody.
Shoaib Bashir and Ollie Robinson are set to miss training this afternoon. Is there any worry that Bashir might not be fit for tomorrow?
No, not at the moment. I think just Robbo and Bash just woke up with upset stomachs this morning, so we thought obviously keeping them away from the team the day before the game is the right thing to do.
And there's been a lot of talk about your own bowling with 2 seamers and potentially a 3rd seamer being of use here. Does it open the door for having a bowl yourself?
I think the way in which I've gone about that is sort of if I do bowl, it's a bonus. Every team selection we've gone throughout this tour, it has been with me sort of not considering bowling, if that makes sense.
It's a very special Test match for Johnny Bairstow, 100 Test matches. As a teammate, as someone who's known him for so many years, how much kind of pride do you take in his achievement?
Look, I think personally the pride, is him. You look at 100 Tests, 100 ODIs, lots of T20s. It shows the longevity of Johnny, what a quality player he is. In my opinion, he's one of England's best all-format players to play the game, and we know how emotional individual Johnny is, and I think we'll see that this week, in particular, tomorrow when game day comes, and for obvious reasons. Obviously the family history with the Bairstows, his mum, his sister, his partner and his baby being here as well. So yeah, it's great that they get to share that moment with Johnny, and I'm very, very excited for him, and he deserves everything that's going to be spoken about him this week.
I know you guys don't like the phrase Bazball, but is there something about what Bairstow achieved 2 summers ago and showing what was possible with this new way of playing, where without Bairstow this team wouldn't be where it is now and have achieved what it has achieved?
Yeah, Johnny's. I mean, look, it's not just the last 2 years that Johnny's been a huge part of this team. It's been well before that, and 100 Test matches show that. And look, in terms of the mentality shift that we had 2 years ago when me and Brendan took over and tried to bring in this new way of thinking, rather than playing. I've not been overly surprised with some of the individual performance that we've seen from certain players, because I've always knew that they've had the talent to go out there and do that. It was allowing them to go out there and express themselves and show the world what they are capable of. We've all got quality players in here, we know that, but I think in particular with Johnny, and especially that 2022 summer, was incredible to watch, and he's got to take all the credit for that.
Something that's going to make this week even more special is the venue. As a player, what's it like rocking up to play a cricket match here?
It's amazing. You obviously look at that view we've got behind you there, and it actually looks fake. When you look at it, it's pretty jaw-dropping. An amazing venue for what's been a long but very, very enjoyable series. And obviously there's been a lot of noise around the Barmy Army, I think coming out in 5,000 of them. So it's going to be a great game, and I think great for the city out here as well.
And just back to the match, Jimmy obviously had a kind of tight quad in the last match. Is that all cleared up? Is there any kind of sense you might have to look after him across this Test match?
No, that was more of a, looking after him precaution really. When one of your bowlers just has a, sort of a tight quad as it was last week, and he's not going to bowl because of, spin was going to win us that game. It was more of the risk outweighs the reward here. So yeah, we managed him through that last day, and thankfully everything's turned out well, and he's fit to go.
Obviously Wood's come back in for Robinson as a tactical decision. With Robinson's last Test match, it's obviously a disappointing Test match from his own point of view. Was that a difficult conversation for Brendan to have and to kind of manage that relationship, that Robinson is still in your plans kind of moving forward? Yeah,
look, Ollie Robinson is a class bowler. There's a lot of disappointment around, with how last week, played out with him. 7 months away from the game, missed the first 3, gets an opportunity, and we all hope and wish that everything works out how you want it to. But when you have a little niggle that affects your ability to affect the game in the way that you want to as an individual, that's obviously devastating. But as I said, that we should give people who have a little niggle going into a game a lot of credit for still walking out the field and still trying to give something to the team. You can never take that away from from Robbo. You know, he's always out in the field trying to influence the game, even if something's wrong or he's not quite 100% fit. So, but look, again, tactical decision, bringing Woody in. We feel like it's going to be a pretty quick wicket, it looks it. So having his pace is obviously going to help us.
Just finally, a few of the lads went to see the Dalai Lama this morning. Have you had a chance to talk to any of them about what that experience was like?
No, I haven't. I walked into the ground this morning, so I've not seen many of the lads, to be honest.
Perfect. Thanks very much, Ben.
No worries, cheers.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.